Here we are in the 21st century, and there is still slavery in the United States. No, the bottom just fell out. Getting a little lightning out there. Out there to the east of us. Got a good one that time. Nature's Light Show. You guys are dead.
DTV 21-3 NTDTV. No signal. Mute.
But there was a catch. Most of these classic tunes were written and recorded in Russian. Now, the band is re-releasing their entire catalog as a way of fighting back.
When we sing our translated songs, we immediately see how people come alive, how they switch into a different state.
The band's message is simple. They refuse to sing in the language of the aggressor. They become cultural activists, leading a new fight to remove Russian links from Ukraine's heritage.
We were forced to believe that our Ukrainian language was somehow not like the others, deemed inferior, and people were afraid.
They felt ashamed.
Yes, people felt ashamed to speak Ukrainian, considering it to be a rural language.
We were equally at fault for succumbing to those beliefs.
Yeah, those ideas were forcefully ingrained in our minds.
This anti-Russian culture war has been on the minds of artists for years. Russian was a common language in Ukraine before the war. Even President Volodymyr Zelensky, a former actor, performed several roles in it. And much of the cross-border language mixing dates to the USSR.
There were certain quotas during the Soviet Union era. Many albums would start with compositions like Glory to the Party, and the second track would be in Ukrainian or about Ukraine. I suppose that in the past, Ukrainian artists couldn't do what they wanted. Everyone had to do what was required, and then maybe add their own touch after.
Today, finding any Russian vinyl here is near impossible. All albums have been removed since the full-scale invasion began, in a blatant sign that Ukraine won't back down. Reporting for Newsnet, I'm Ryan Thompson.
Ryan, thank you.
If you want to take a look at impeachment number one, it was based upon a phone call between President Trump and President Zelensky of Ukraine, talking about potential issues of corruption around Burisma concerning Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. What have we learned? That it's all true. That there was political corruption between Hunter Biden and Joe Biden and Burisma in Ukraine. The Biden family was paid. Joe Biden used his office to get the prosecutor looking into Burisma fired. So the fact that Nancy Pelosi led a fast impeachment with no evidence, all based upon a phone call, and by the way, the transcript was released, and that's all that occurred. There was no public corruption, but congressional Democrats voted for it anyway. It was pure politics. There was no base.
Claim that nobody from his family made money from China. NTD's Jeremy Sandberg has more.
According to a court transcript obtained by the Epoch Times, David Weiss, the U.S. Attorney for the District of Delaware, read out an exhibit in court indicating that Hunter Biden earned around $660,000 from a Chinese infrastructure investment company. The presiding judge asked Hunter Biden which company it was, to which he answered CEFC. CEFC is a CCP-linked Chinese energy company. It was named in a recent IRS whistleblower's testimony as a company Hunter Biden allegedly demanded $10 million from through WhatsApp in return for services from the Biden family. A White House spokesperson has said the Oversight Committee's probe into the Biden family is a waste of time and accused Republicans of engaging in a politically motivated investigation. House Republicans continue to probe the Biden family's overseas business dealings, arguing that there are possible national security implications to payments from foreign nationals. House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer told Senator Ted Cruz on his podcast Verdict that 6 U.S. banks submitted over 170 suspicious activity reports to the Treasury Department about the Biden family over concerns of large transactions and wire transfers allegedly received by the Bidens from foreign state-owned entities, including the Chinese regime.
if the Hunter Biden was doing something legitimate for China, they could have just wired the money to Hunter Biden, but they didn't. They sent it to a company called Robinson Walker. Then they wired it to a company called Owasco. Then they wired it to another company called Bohe something or another. And then they start.
And do these companies do anything with it? Or they're just it's just like a bucket to pour the water in. They pour it in another place and pour it somewhere else.
That's exactly what it is. And it was organized. This is like organized crime.
The judge in Hunter Biden's case gave both sides 30 days to file briefs addressing her concerns, leaving the fate of his legal troubles in limbo. The White House said Thursday that President Biden would not pardon his son to dismiss the charges. Jeremy Sandberg, NTD News.
Is China